Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I plan my training sessions and pretty much how I know what I'm doing wrong and know what I'm doing right in my training sessions as well, and how I know what I want to practice. So let's get straight into this video. Voila. Oh, hey guys, did not see you there. Right, so how I know what I want to train for the next training session. So what I normally do, well, everybody normally sells with someone or they have a rib. So what you can do is get someone to sail behind you for like 10 minutes, or you can have a rib behind you for like 10 minutes, and then just let them watch you sail for like 10 or 20 minutes or whatever, how long you want it to be. And then at the end of that, you talk to each other, tell them what's wrong and what looks wrong and what they could improve and so on. And then if you're just with another sailing boat, you can alternate. And then what you can also use is a GoPro. GoPro is really good because you can rewatch the footage over and over again to like get it right down to the very details what you're doing wrong, even if you have a cheap GoPro camera like this. So yeah, and then once I get off the water, I normally have my lovely notepad here that has all my secrets, and then I put all the stuff that we talk about or what I think down onto my notebook. And then when I get home, I download the footage onto my phone, or I just watch it straight off the GoPro, or I put it on my computer. And then guess what? Nothing. I die. That was so random. And then I get my video, something like this. Lovely jubbly, you know what I mean? You know what I mean when you know what I mean. Why can I not skip through it? Yeah, I can. Okay. Ooh, and this one I was actually doing a race. This video is me pretty much sailing the first ever time sailing a laser, or even a laser radio. I think this was the first time I was sailing a laser radio actually. But you see little baby me, oh my god. And then I will show you, hopefully you can see that. The little fancy trigger pull. It's the beginning of the race, so it wasn't that good. I know I was practicing the trigger pull for that race. Then I sheet in, and then a big gust, pause it. And then what am I gonna do? I need to re-find it. Damn, this is annoying. And I find it. Right. So, right here. Give you 10 seconds to figure everything out I'm doing wrong. I'm joking. Right, so what you can see here is my hiking posture is absolutely trash. So I have way too much gap underneath my legs. Legs are really bent. So bent legs, and then that messes up your back. So my back's bent as well because my legs are bent. And that can also give you lower back problems with your leg bent as well. And then the boat is extremely healed because I'm not letting out that main sheet, because I have little arm muscles that can't constantly pull in the main sheet all the time. And then also I steer away quite a bit, but I need to steer less, let more main sheet out, and then hike more, hike harder. The harder you hike, the faster you go. Only in strong winds, not in light winds. So what I would put is, you're a bit low down. Boom, sorry about that. What I would put, I'll go into my diary, this lovely jubbly diary, and I'll jot down improve stamina for hiking and hiking technique. And then I practice my stamina first, and then I'll practice my hiking techniques. If you practice your hiking technique and you don't have stamina for it, you're just gonna end up with even more bad posture. So what I would do, for example, I would cycle or run for 6 days a week, have one rest day, and I'll do that for like 3 weeks, and then I'll still carry on. But after 3 weeks, now I can add hiking into it. So I'll hike and practice hiking properly for however long you can hold it, and then have a 2-minute break, and then however long you can hold it again. So you get your hiking bench. If you don't have a hiking bench, you can make one or whatever, and then or just hike out in the water, and then just practice your hiking technique. And then as soon as your hiking technique goes bad, stop, have a 2-minute break, and then go back to your hiking posture and practice it again. Got it? Awesome. Sorry, I have to pause you and then replay you, because otherwise my camera will die every 15 minutes and it's really annoying. So I'll do that, and then once I've got that done, I'll move on to my main sheet. My main sheet is rubbish because I have little arm muscles back then, because this was about 2 years ago when I first got a laser, and then last year was when I fully went into a laser. But so I say use resistant bands to practice your main sheet pulling and bicep curls as well. So I practice those, constantly moving my arms so I can attach a resistant band at the end of my bed, and I'll sit on the other end of it and I practice my main sheet movement. I recommend resistant bands quite a bit because they're quite cheap and you can do a lot of exercises with them. So if you have a little bit of pocket money, definitely recommend buying resistant bands. And then after that, I'll put think about your controls more. So I'd write in my book, change your controls more often. So I don't know if you can see in this little tiny video, I'll grab my pen, see my spoon, when I let it out a bit, it went up. It shouldn't go up, it should go across, because of the amount of wind there is. I should have my kicker on quite a bit, so the main sheet should go outwards to here and not up, because when it goes up it powers your rig even more, which you don't want when it's really windy and gusty. So I'd put that, and then auto controls more. So I put on my deck, I grab my waterproof notepad. This is just a piece of paper, but you get my point. Piece of paper, waterproof, and then I'll stick it on my deck and I'll write change your controls every 30 seconds or every minute, and then I'll set a timer on my watch to beep every 30 seconds or every minute. So I'm keep on thinking, oh, what should my controls be, and just auto them. And then even if your watch beeps and you're still on the same beat or tack, still auto them again, because you want to try and get the maximum power out of your rig. So you always want to constantly change your controls, if you know what I mean. So if you just leave them, you're not really gonna get the maximum performance out of your rig, so you want to change them roughly every 30 seconds. And then I'll put that, and then I'll do that for a trainer session. You don't want to do this all at once, you want to break it down. So hiking, for example, hiking posture, do that once or twice a week, every week. But with sales settings, you can do that for one trainer session, and then the next trainer session you can practice on your sheeting. Next trainer session, practice on rudder movement, and then go back to main sheet movement, back to controls, and then back to rudder movement, and then like keep swapping them around. But don't forget to practice other things as well, so you're constantly thinking and changing your mind, because no TDAs are the same. So you want to constantly make your brain think. So you don't want to have the same training session every day, because that's just going to make you really bored and not want to play. Might just tension. So every day you want to do slightly focus on something slightly different, but you can still add a little bit of what you want to practice into it, and then you can alternate what you want to practice on every day. So maybe one day cheating more, the other day controls and settings, and then back to rudder movement, and then back to sail settings, back to rudder movement, sail settings, rudder movements, and so on. You get what I mean. So yeah. Sorry if I was talking really fast. I was like going blah, blah. Sorry. But yeah, you're still recording. Right. So last week's session I did, silly me forgot to record my session, which was actually really good, because I was sailing with one of my best friends, Tom. His link will be down in the bio if you want to follow him on Instagram. But me and him were just messing around a little bit, sailing a bit, training a little bit, and then I noticed it was my first time sailing on the sea after 3 months. No, first time sailing on the sea in like 6 months. Damn. Anyway, I noticed my rudder movement was still really bad, and 2 weeks ago I noticed my rudder movement was really bad. So I was like, okay, need to slow everything down. I need to practice on my rudder movement. So genius me thought of a plan. So what I need for this genius plan is a clip and some rope, and what I have designed here, what a masterpiece. Hopefully you can see, if not I'll put a picture somewhere. But you got my little deck here, and yum. So you got my little deck here, and then you got my foot strap, and that's your rudder, and then this little line here is the rope attached to the rudder to the foot strap, and then on this diagram it's showing you the movement will not be able to go outside the inner cockpit. So the rudder will go to the other side as well, just to the inner cockpit. So the rudder will not come out of this little cockpit here. So I'm restricting my rudder movement quite a lot to reduce my rudder movement. So what I'll practice everything, not everything. I practice what I want to practice. So probably next that I want to practice is probably my sail settings, because I need to alter those quite a bit. So I'll probably set a timer every 30 seconds to change my controls every 30 seconds, because this is what I wrote down. Auto controls more. So alter my controls every 30 seconds to a minute-ish, so I'll set a timer for that. Why is having my rudder tied, so I don't just focus on my rudder, I have something else to focus on as well, because if I focus on rudder movement it's just gonna throw me off too much, because you want your head to be outside the boat. If you have your head inside the boat you're not really paying attention that much, so that's why I have something else to focus on as well. So I do tacking, jibing, round marking with my rudder tied. I'll do everything with my rudder tied, so I have restricted movement, and I will have my rudder tied probably the next, I have it tied all Easter holidays, Wise training, and I'll probably have it tied tomorrow as well. Wise I'm practicing on other things, so I won't just be focusing on this. I'll have one other thing to focus on. So tomorrow I have auto controls more, so tomorrow I'll be concentrating on that and more rudder movement, and then next week I'll be focusing on depending on what the weather is like, either depowering my sail or practice wave movement, or practice I don't know, whatever the weather's like. So one on Monday might be it'll be rudder movement and movement with the waves. The next day, Tuesday, will be rudder with altering the controls more. Wednesday might be rudder with balance and pitch of the boat. So every day is slightly different, but my main focus will be in all of those days, but have something else to focus on as well. Otherwise I'm just going to get bored of just focusing on rudder, so I have something else to focus on as well, so I'm not bored. So yeah, that's pretty much how I know what I want to train, because I watch my GoPro and then I write it down, make a plan, and then slightly adapt it to that conditions that day. So if I want to practice roll tacking, I do roll tacking. Link in description if you want to know how to roll tack, subtle plug. And then next day I might want to know how to hike, also linked in the description as well, subtle plug. I'm good at this, I should be a pro YouTuber, jokes. And then next day rudder. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. Hope you're all doing well. Don't forget to stay safe, keep sailing, and I'll see you out on the water. Peace, bye.